Hello everyone and welcome to my craft room. My name is Julianne Richards and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator in southern Tasmania. This is my tutorial video for my September Funfold class. Funfold class meaning that they're all sort of something a little bit special, a bit different to your normal card. I also call this my sentiment only card, and the reason we call them that is because the way I design these cards, all you really need to add are your own adhesives and your own sentiments. So you need to stamp the sentiment boxes there. Everything else is or should be in the envelope or in your kit ready for you to use. If you do find that you're missing something that should be there, please reach out. As I say, every month, please reach out, because the fact you being satisfied and being able to be successful with these cards is the most important thing. Okay, so we've got three gift card holders today in this month's class. I just thought we'd do a focus on gift giving since we've got Christmas and the big gift giving season coming up soon. So although I have given us one Christmas themed card in our kits, we've got different occasions catered for with the other two cards, a sort of more feminine one and a more masculine one. But once you've done these folds, I'm sure you will come back to them again and again for your gift card giving requirements. Once you do the pretty card, you put some thought into it, put some effort into it. You know, there's no downside to giving a gift card. You know, once you've put the effort into these beautiful gift card holders. We might start. I'm going to do one video just with all three gift cards, and we'll rather than sort of taking a break in between. We should be done all three probably in about 45 to 50 minutes. We'll start with this one, this cute little Christmas one. I think it's actually one of my favourites from the batch. Didn't give an envelope with this one because it's just too small to put in an envelope. I think giving this one, you'd be just handing it to the person, or maybe attaching a little string or cord to the corner and hanging it from the Christmas tree. It's definitely sort of more of a compact one. It's just got a little belly band there that you can pull off, and that's purely made of designer series paper, that belly band. And you open it up, and this little pop-up part here is where the gift card sits. I've got a gift card I should show you. Let me see if I've got a gift card in any of these other examples that I can bring out and show you how it sits in. No, haven't got any there. It must be in my other ones that I'm doing for a different group. Anyway, so there's a little slit down here, which we're going to have to cut, but a little slit down here, which we'll cut as part of the process to fit the gift card in. Okay, so let's get making. Now, the paper that I featured with this beautiful gift card, it's real red cardstock, but the paper I'm using is from the Sweetest Christmas designer series paper. So if you love it, jump online. It's a current product, and you can buy more now that you've sampled it here. Okay, so in your pack, and I've got a couple of packs here, so I've got one for our Zoom later in the month and one for this video. So you've got a piece of real red cardstock, and it's sort of a bit complicatedly cut and scored, but don't worry, I will pop all the cutting details in a link and put them on the video at some stage, probably later this week. Okay, so you've got a piece of cardstock and it's scored. I think it's scored at 1 inch. As I say, don't worry too much. 1 inch, 3 3/4 inch, 5 inch, 6 1/4 inch, and it's 8 1/4 long. So 8 1/4 long, 4 1/4 wide. So it's the full width of a cardstock, but 4 1/4 wide. So it's a little bit wider than my normal cards with that sort of scoring there. Obviously, this bit here, this little mountain here, with the two scores 1 1/4 inch apart, we're going to seal those together, and that's going to create the little pop-up gift card holder area. But what you need to do first of all is we need to cut our slit. Now look, I haven't cut it for everybody, so you're going to have to grab your trimmer or your scissors or something out to cut that. And the reason I haven't cut it is because I wanted you guys to be able to fit it exactly the right length for your gift card. So, you know, I think gift cards are generally the same size, but you never know. So what I'm going to do in mine is I'm going to leave about, actually I'm going to turn my trimmer around so I can get to the side that I usually use. I'm going to line up, so this, where the peak is, this is the score line we're going to cut. So line that one up with your trimmer. Place it in sort of on a line so it's straight, so you know it's straight that way. Then grab your trimmer blade, position it. Now I'm going to line that up with 6. So I'm going to say 1.5 inches from the top. Okay. Oh, sorry. Half an inch from the 6, so half an inch down from the top, and then cut it to half an inch from the bottom. So there we are. So I've cut that from half an inch from the top to half an inch from the bottom, and that's going to be hopefully big enough to comfortably sit a gift card in there. Now, if you don't fancy doing that with your blade, you may have in your stash, you may have a die that could cut that out like that. So pop it in your die machine, run it through the die. If you've got like a long sentiment box, you could put on the edge of that. But I think it's probably just easier just to cut it with the trimmer, or if you could get your scissors down there, cut it with that. So we're just leaving half an inch uncut at each end. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my double-sided tape. I've got a new double-sided tape here somewhere, which I think is dropped on. No, it's all right. I'll use this one. We're going to grab some double-sided tape. I'm going to flip our card over, and we're going to stick the two sides of our little gift card holder together, so you get that little pop-up effect. So just these two. These scores are 1.25 inches apart. So here, here, and here. Just going to seal the sides. No real need to seal the bottom because it will stick together quite firm, but if you'd like to make sure, you're just a bit worried, just seal along the bottom as well, just to stop things from slipping through if they're a wee bit loose. Okay, and then we're going to put those together, firm it down, and there we have our little pop-up gift card holder. I wish I had a gift card. Hang on, I might have one over here. I've had cards everywhere. Is it in here? Yes, here it is. Okay, so I've got a little gift card here, and hopefully I've cut my slit long enough. Right, not quite long enough. I'm going to have to bring in some scissors and make that a bit longer. Probably best to grab your gift card first and make sure you actually cut your hole big enough. So I've just trimmed that out another sort of 1/8 of an inch or something. And that one fits now. So there we are. So there we are. We have our little gift card in there. So when it comes, it's opened up, it'll go boing, and it'll be a lovely surprise. So we'll take that out now. Okay, so let's get decorating. So we're going to decorate our little gift card holder first. And in your pack, you will have, I'll just bring out what you've got. You've got a piece of designer series paper that's 6 inches long and 1.5 inches wide. That is obviously for our belly band. You've got some pieces of basic white, sort of a narrow piece and a thicker piece, a wider piece. Or you drop them on the floor like that. You've got a little skinny piece of, little strip of designer series paper, and you've got a piece of designer series paper with rounded edges as well, and I might leave the rest in there because it's all going to be over the floor. Okay, so we'll stick with the pieces of white first. So the narrower piece of white is to go on the bottom part of your gift card, and the thicker piece is to go on at the top there. Okay, so we might just add those with some glue. Glue is going to talk to us today. So here you could stamp your other, a longer message, one of your inside sentiments, or you can leave it just for your personal message. And then this one, I don't know what you do in this bottom one, just basically carry it on if you've got a fair bit to say, but I just like to put some white there. Then you've got the strip. Now this little strip was for no particular reason. It was just because it was left over when I was cutting. So obviously I had a 1/2 inch strip there. So what you can do, just to save wasting it, and because it's so pretty, just pop it on the inside of your card as well. I'm going to pop this one. And I remember now, when I was cutting these kits, I gave myself a slightly more narrow piece of white there because I had it a scrap, which was just about perfect, but a wee bit narrow. Yours, as you can see, will fit more completely in that bottom section, whereas mine comes up a little bit short. So what I'm going to do is just tidy that up a wee bit with that little skinny piece of card designer series paper just there. So you can't tell that I've scrimped a bit on my white. On yours, you could choose. You can put it at the bottom if you wish, or you could put it at the top. So there's the choices there. As I say, since I've given myself a slightly more narrow piece of white, I'm going to pop it down the bottom there. Okay, so that's basically the inside decorated, unless you decide that you want to add some stamps or something like that. So once we close this over, we've got this little bottom flap which comes up and over, and here that's where we're going to pop our snowflake embossed piece of white. So I'm just going to grab some glue again. I do have a new glue somewhere. Might have to swap to it. Yes, let's do that rather than fight with that glue. So just pop your snowflake embossed. Now this is using snowflakes are current that I've used in this one are current products. They come in a twin pack of dies. They're the narrow ones that you can use with your mini cut and emboss. Excuse me. And for the life of me right now, I can't remember what it's called. I'll put it into the links anyway, so you'll know what products have been used. The other one has a beautiful sort of pine cone, sort of fir tree sort of design, which is really, really nice as well. Okay, so we've got that on the bottom. This one here with the rounded off edges is going to pop on the top. Matching your rounded edges with the rounded edges on the top. Just like that. Okay. Here we are. So that's our gift card, basically, the gift card holder itself basically decorated. So we can pop that aside to dry. Now we're going to make our belly band. Oh no, we need it actually. We're going to make our belly band. So you've got your nice long piece of designer series paper. As I say, it's 6 inches long. You've got a white punched sentiment box. Now I've used one of the current punches to punch these. And I will also put the name of that online. So you've got a red one and a white one. And you should also have some red festive pearls as well. So I'll bring those in a minute. So what we need to do first of all is get our long piece of designer series paper. And then, sorry, I'll pick that up. We're going to curl that around or fold that around our gift card holder. So we know that we are that it'll fit nice and snug. So basically hold it there, because it's just designer series paper, it folds really easily. Fold it around the top, bring it in at the bottom. Make sure those two folds meet and line up there, so you know you've got it straight. And then just bring the gift card away. And then we're going to just seal or glue those two little, where it overlaps, we'll just glue them together. Here we are. Okay, so there we have our little belly band custom made for our gift card holder. We'll pop that aside to dry as well. Now we bring in our two sentiment boxes. What I'm going to do is grab the red one and cut it in half. So there's a straight edge. So you're cutting from straight edge to straight edge, like so. And then I'm going to pop some glue on them and line them up with the white one on the front. So I'll line them up just so that the red sort of curvy edge sort of pops out behind the white. There we are, can you see that? And then the same with the other one. This is a good way of just sort of giving a little bit of extra interest to a sentiment box that doesn't necessarily have a custom made, you know, companion, so to speak, which some of them don't. Okay, there we are. We have our sentiment box with a bit of red highlights behind the back there. Okay, so what we're going to do now is grab whichever sentiment you decide to use. I'm going to stamp mine in real red ink to match my paper. And I'm going to use one of my favourite Christmas sentiment packs, which is Merriest Moments. So even if you're not into the flowers and everything, it's got some of the really nice sentiments in there as well. I'm going to use A Joyful Christmas to You and Yours, which fits that little punched sentiment box really nicely. Here we are. Beautiful. They stamp so well too, this one. A Joyful Christmas to You and Yours. Then bring in your bling. So you've got some red festive pearls, perfect for this. And we're going to pop those on the belly band. Now, obviously we're going to decorate with bling on the belly band, but not on the card, not on the gift card holder itself. And the real reason, the main reason towards that is because the belly band has to sort of slide off the card. And if you've got bling there, it might sort of stop it. It'll sort of get caught under the bling, so to speak. Okay, so our belly band, grab that. And we're just going to glue our, I might actually glue that end. Glue that, I'm going to glue over that's where the join is. So I'm going to glue there, and that'll give me a really nice flat uninterrupted back there. So just some glue on there and bringing in our beautiful belly band. Hopefully straight and central, hopefully. There we are. Here we are. And because I have personally fitted that specifically, it should, without making a liar of me, fit nice and snug over the top to make your first gift card holder for this month. There we are. It's not quite central. You know me, I like things central. Sort of. Anyway, that's it. So that's our first one. So we've got our pop-up gift card holder with our belly band, and that's what you've got. Really nice, like that one. I think that's probably my favourite of the today. It's just so simple. Okay, so let's do card number 2. I'll pop all that away. I did drop a piece of cardstock on the floor. Just bear with me. I'll pick that up so I don't forget it. So that my leftover one there is for our Zoom. So if you want to make these cards, I'll have a lovely group of, or together with us, if you want to make them together rather than on your own. We'll schedule a Zoom. It's generally the last Sunday of the month. So whatever that is in September, I haven't worked it out yet. We'll get together and all get up on our computers and talk to each other and have a laugh, and we might actually get some card making done. It generally tends to be just a lovely fun afternoon full of laughs when we get together to do that. So watch out on my Facebook page for that event. Okay, so let's do our masculine one. So this paper is from the He's the Man Designer Series paper. It's a real hit this year for me. I absolutely adore it. The colours and everything just really appeal, and the fact that you have the cutouts in there, so you can basically make a card. And I think I did a class earlier in the year. You can actually just make cards without any stamping, because they have cutouts there that you can use to sort of with sentiments and things that you can use to make your cards without actually stamping anything, which is quite good. Okay, so this one. It's just a flat card base that's sort of layered up with the Designer Series paper, and then you've got a Z fold center here that comes out. You've got the little envelope there for your gift card. I'll bring out mine and the other one again and show you. Oh, it's already out. It's here. It fits in there. Just like that. And then you've got a little white panel there for your personal message. It also uses some of the lovely natural ribbon that's just so lovely at the moment. So let's give that one a go. Okay, so you've got a panel of Cajun Craze. Not a colour that I use often, but it's really, really nice, and it's lovely with this paper. Then you've got a layer of Early Espresso, and then you've got a layer of Designer Series paper. So we might as well pop those together first, because this is our card. It'll be our card base, the backing of our card base anyway. And there's our brown. And our Designer Series paper. So that's there. Okay, so now you want to bring out your Z piece, your Z fold piece. We have here. Now this is also in Cajun Craze. This is 9 inches long and 4 1/8 inches wide. So 9 by 4 1/2 and 4 1/8, and it's been scored at 3 6, just to give that perfect Z there. Then you've also got a piece of white. You have a couple of pieces of brown, I think. Make sure I've given myself the right pieces. Yes, a couple of pieces of brown. Okay, so 2 pieces of brown that sort of fit in there. Then you've got a more narrow piece of brown. And I should have, and I haven't done it for myself, but I will have for you, punched that out with my tailored tag punch to form the gift card holder part, which I haven't done for this one. Bit slack, but anyway. Again, if you had another punch you'd prefer to use, or you could basically use whatever you've got at hand that would punch that sort of indent on it like that. Then you've also got some Designer Series paper. Now I've cheated again with myself. You will have a single piece of Designer Series paper that fits the whole area. I've cheated because I had some offcuts that were perfect. So I've got 2 smaller ones which I'm going to use, whereas you've got a single piece, and you've got your ribbon as well. Well, I'll bring that out, and I'll bring that out in a minute. So let's get decorating this little card holder. So we've got our prepared panels there. Now you've got to be a bit careful how you pop this card, this Z together. So you want a one to sit flat. So work out which is the top and which is the bottom. So I'm saying this is my top. So you want you want to actually stick to this, the first part of the Z, the lowest level, and you want the score line at the top. Okay. If you turn it round, at this stage it's not too much of a problem because it's still, you could go either way, but later on when we decorate you want the score line at the top, just so you've got everything the right way around. What we're going to do is just grab some glue on the back of that and glue it in the center of your back panel, like so. Okay, and so it flips up. So you get it and it flips up. So we're decorating those three frontward facing faces, frontward facing faces, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we've got a piece of white. We're going to just pop that, oh no, piece of brown first. So you've got a piece of brown that fits just in that little area, that little first score. We're going to pop that on there. Then we're going to bring in the white panel and we'll pop that one on there. So this is the part for your personal message, for a follow-up sentiment if you want one. And I've cut my piece of white too big. I'm going to have to trim it down. Goodness me. Don't know where my head was there when I made this one. Let me just check. So that's 3, that's, yeah, okay, that's that. So it's got to be, now I've got glue on it, I'm going to get glue everywhere. So that should be 4 1/8, so that should be 3 3/4. So just check the size of your white panel. It should be 3 3/4 by 2 5/8 should be. Whereas mine was bigger. I'd made it the same size as the brown, which isn't good. Okay, so that fits better. Okay, so there we are. The white one should fit in there. I might check some of the kits that I haven't sent yet to make sure that I actually cut those right. Okay, so the white one should be, as I say, 3 3/3 by 2 5/8. So trim it down to that if I've given you a piece that's a bit big. Okay, so there we are. Working our way backwards, we've got our little insert for our gift card. Again, I'm going to use double-sided tape to put that in, only because I like to keep the glue, the adhesive under control here. And if you use glue, it might spread in and make it a little bit tight, too tight for your gift card. So using snail right at the very edge, or this double-sided tape. I cut my fingernails and I haven't got any nails to lift the tape. Okay, so this one's going to sit on the next face up. For our gift card to pop in there. There we are. Okay, and working our way up. So we've turned it over. So we've got our front facing one now. So you should have, again, you'll have a piece of brown, which is going to go straight on the top. She says, making sure she's doing it right. Okay. Julianne nearly did it again. We're going to pop our paper onto our brown first of all. So as I say, you've got a single piece of paper that will fit there perfectly. I'm using the offcuts from my designer series paper and doing it in 2 halves. You should just have a single piece there. I always say I like to make sure that nothing is wasted especially this paper, which I absolutely adore. Waste a fair bit of glue though, I decided. Okay, and then I'm going to put the second piece on top. The reason I can get away with this, you'll see in a moment, and why I've said to do it this way is because we're going to bring in our ribbon, and the ribbon will cover that slight messiness in the centre there. That's not too bad, actually. They fit together pretty well. Okay, so there's the paper. So yours will be a single piece, but I've got the little bit of a join there. You're going to grab your ribbon. So you've got the beautiful linen look ribbon here, and that's going to pop across the centre of our panel. So again, I'm going to grab some double-sided tape because I like to attach my ribbon with double-sided tape. This is a 3mm double-sided tape. I do have normal tear and tape, but it's dropped onto the floor. So I'm just going to use this other commercially available one for this. Might just continue the whole thing with the double-sided tape. Could bring in glue to finish, or other snails to finish it if you want. But I just need the tape for my ribbon specifically. Gosh, come on. Somebody's hovering in the hallway outside. I wonder if they want something. Okay, so we'll position our ribbon across the middle, covering my slight seam. Attach it to the double-sided tape on the back, and then do the same at the other end. Here we are. I remembered the ribbon for a change. Might just add some glue in the centre there just to make it stick properly. Bring back our card base, and this is the panel that's going to sit on the top, just like that. Hopefully straighter than that. There we are. Okay, so we nearly finished this one. So as you see, it flips up, and you've got your various bits of things happening there with a lovely pattern on the front. Okay, so the last thing you'll need, or the last couple of things you'll need your early espresso rectangle, and you should also have a smoky slate, I think it is. Might be smoky slate. What is it? No, Sahara sand sentiment box for the top. So I'm going to pop these. We're going to pop these two together so that the brown from the rectangle sort of pops around and around the other one, which I think is really, really nice. So we're going to stamp the Sahara sand with our sentiment. In this one, I've used "Wishing You a Happy Father's Day." Father's Day is past here in Australia, so I'm going to swap that out for probably the least masculine stamp set we have. "You Are Positively the Greatest." This is from Cottage Rose, but whatever you like, whatever you think suits your occasion. I'm going to put "You Are Positively the Greatest" on this one. Just going to do it with black. Other option would be to do it in early espresso, I suppose, in the brown, but I'm just going to do it in black. Beautiful, bit of wobble there. My class ladies would be saying, "Don't wobble, Julianne." That's fine. I'm going to I'll pop a sentiment. I mean a bling on that, an embellishment. Okay, so now we're going to get all that together. I'm going to pop some glue on the back of my rectangle, and just a little bit of a cheat, I'm going to slip that under the ribbon and just have it central and poking out the right amount either side. Okay, that's underneath the ribbon. I'm going to grab some dimensionals here. Got some dimensionals here. Don't use the edges. So I've gone to use the edges of these ones. Perfect. So just use as many dimensionals as you think you're going to get away with. And keeping in mind you do have to trap that ribbon. You have to, what is it, sort of weave your way around that ribbon. So you do need them on the, like the top and the bottom extremes of the card. That's why these edges are so perfect. Right way up would be good. Okay, and then we're going to just pop that in the center there. There we are. Okay, so I did see that there was in the same stamp set a happy birthday. So since I'm making this one a happy birthday rather than a Christmas, I thought I'd grab that and pop it on that little inside panel as well. And this one becomes for just about anybody now. Perfect. Awesome. Okay, so that's that one. We've got some bling to pop on. So that's our stamping done. You should have 3 of the, I've got the thing here, 3 of the metallic, rustic metallic metal dots. That's my other piece of ribbon for my Zoom, so I can't lose that. So you've got 3 of these. We don't have the same problem with the previous card. There's no belly band to worry about. So you can just pop these on the front wherever you like. I'm going to cover over my glue my ink splodge there, and then bring the other 2 down here. It was my husband hovering in the hallway. He's just headed off to work. Okay, so those 2 there. Okay, so there we have our birthday, he's the man birthday gift card holder. All done. Okay, I like that one. Okay, so card number 3, or gift card holder number 3, is the a Wash in Beauty one. That's the paper that we use, is a Wash in Beauty. So this paper was He's the Man. Love that one. You could grab that. As I say, with the cutouts that come with it, you can basically make your cards without picking up a, forgive that crinkle noise, without basically picking up a stamp set. Get rid of that over there. Okay, so the 3rd one. So this is the A Wash in Beauty Designer Series paper. And this is, again, another fold for a gift card. It's sort of, this part folds to the right, this one folds to the left, and there's, here you've got the little tab for your gift card holder, and then you've got your personal message there. I've added a little flower there. If you find that you've got some leftovers in your pack, make sure you can pop them there. Oh my goodness, I haven't fussy cut yet. This could be fun. I haven't fussy cut. So pause the video for a moment if you, will fast forward the video for a moment, because I haven't actually fussy cut my flowers. So that's what you need to do before you get started today. I should have done it before I came on. I'm cursing myself now. I'm going to fussy cut this flower here just to pop onto the front as our main decoration. Hopefully it's not going to take me too long. Sometimes with these you might find, oh my goodness, you know, fussy cutting's one thing, but this is just silly. So you can actually just skip. So I might like skip that little flower there, even though he wasn't too bad. Just to say, you don't need all of it. If the bits are hanging off, just make it a bit too difficult. And it is going to be on a white backing, so you do not have to be as fussy or as over the top as you may be with other fussy cutting that you do. as I say, it's going to be on a white background, so the white from this background will just fit in. So the ladies who are doing Zoom, if you're watching this video, make sure you do your fussy cutting homework before we get started. It's not too bad. I might follow my own medicine here and just get rid of, just keep that leaf and get rid of the little spray of blue flowers who are a bit too fussy. Keep that one. And I might get rid of that one as well, hoping that I've left myself enough of something. It's a good thing with these flowers when we're doing sentiment only classes, because you can get the beautiful images from the bundle without actually having to have that specific stamp in your stash. So obviously if you've got the Beauty Washed in Beauty bundle or suite, you'd have very similar stamps and dies that you could cut these sorts of flowers out of. But because we're doing it as a sentiment only class, you just need to fussy cut the images. Now I've given myself a bit of an off cut here. It's like the edge. I just have to pretty those edges up a bit. There we are. Okay, so there's my image, there's my flower for the front. So this is going to be the one that I pop at the front there like that. So anyway, if you want to fast forward through that, if you did fast forward through that, that's perfectly understandable. Okay, so let's get started with this card now that I'm assuming you've all done your fussy cutting. Okay, so you've got a card base here, and it would be 11 inches long, scored at 5.5. It's also been scored, and this one's a little bit pale, it's also been scored at 2 1/4, I think it is. Yes, 2 1/4 there, that score there. And that's going to fold over. You've got your little triangle cut out there. The score, that's going to fold over. And that's your gift card holder part there. So we might grab our double-sided tape now that we've done that and seal that down. Now don't go charging too far ahead with this one. There is something we need to do. That is a specific order of things. So it comes over this side. So we're okay at the moment, but yeah. So watch the video before you charge ahead finishing this one. There we are. So there we've got our little top pocket for our gift card there. It folds over. I'll score that one as well. Okay, so what we're going to need to do is in your kit, you'll have a narrower piece of cardstock. Now this is, I should say, this is Blackberry Bliss. It's one of my favourite colours ever. So you've got a shorter, a narrower piece of cardstock with a score, an inch from the end. So if you score that inch there. So what you need to do with this one is actually, this is the bit that's going to flip over the front like this. If you see, it's going to flip over the front. So what we want to do is add that to this card base at this stage before we've added any designer series paper or any bling or anything else. So just add some glue to the little 1 inch tab, and then line it up with on the other end. So you've got your gift card bit at this end, so the other end, line it up with the edge And when I say a little bit of glue, I've gone too much glue. So I'm just taking my glasses off so I can line it up properly. Same sort of distance top and bottom, and line it up as close as you can with the edge of the, I have to grab a wipe, with the edge of the card base, the cut edge. So you're lining the score up with the cut edge. So it's exactly lined up. There we are. Now, it wouldn't be the end of the world if you forgot to do this and you popped the score, you popped the glue and then glued it to the back so it flipped over. But I like it this way because then you have a nice clean back. And this sort of magically appears from nowhere. Okay, so that's where. So now you've got that little side bit attached like that. Okay, so now we can start decorating. We've got some bits to go. So you've got a panel of white. You've got a nice layer of the designer series paper with all the flowers. And you've got another piece of designer series paper with a pink check on it. So this is a blushing bride type check. So that's going to be there as well. So you've got those. Okay, so the white one goes onto the back, and this is why I said to put that on first, because you're covering over the seam with that little tab with our white piece, so it looks nice and clean. And there we are. So we've got our first layer of white. Okay. Then the little piece of pink check is going to actually sit on the right hand side, and it should fit exactly the exact same height as the white one, so that they layer up with no white showing at all. So perfectly aligned. Pop that there. Okay. And this part here is where I said you could put that second stamp, or you could put a little flower or something if you've got some around, or just leave it blank for your personal message. There's nothing wrong with that. So there we are. So when you close it, you see the white disappears behind, and all you see is the pretty pink. Okay, so now we need to decorate the front. So we've got that piece of designer series paper with all the beautiful green leaves and pink flowers. It's got the green on the back. So we're going to attach that. That's going to be on the left-hand front. Okay, and line that up with the white, with the pink in this case. Line that up with so a straight line all the way through. Not too higgledy-piggledy. Sort of continue that line all the way through. Okay, so that's that side done. Flip this one closed. You should have a narrower piece of basic white. It's going to fit on there. How are we going for time? Oh yeah, not too bad. 45, 48 minutes. I had a bit of a splodge of glue there, so I'll just get rid of it. There we go. So this white one goes here. Okay, so this is coming together nicely. Okay, so your fussy cut flower that you did, probably at the right last minute. So I've used all the flowers from the set. So you might have one that's bigger, you might have one that's smaller. You might have to judge that you cut a bit off if it's a bit big or overlaps a bit far. So you really just want sort of that sort of size. I've sort of lucked onto that really. Just that sort of size, just to sit there on the left-hand end of our basic white layer. I just pop some glue on the back of that and pop that on there. That's really sweet. Okay. Then you've got a rectangle that you can use for your sentiment. Now I've left these rectangles, this little skinny labels, quite long, just not knowing what sentiment you wanted to use. You do need a sort of relatively skinny one. I thought I would try using Just For You from the Ranuncular Romance, just to throw things a little bit. Just For You. I'm hoping that it's wide enough. Only just. There is another one here. Maybe Just Because. So as I say, I've left it really, really long, but you might, if you're using a nice little skinny, actually, what about I use the Happy Birthday that I used from the, I'll use the Happy Birthday that I used from the Cottage Rose instead. You can use whatever, but it does need to be relatively skinny because it's a skinny little piece of cardstock. I'm going to use my Blackberry Bliss because that's my main colour here, just to stamp that. There we go. Trim that down. Till it's the right length. Now, you might decide that you want to grab out I'm going to do it here just for something a little bit different. Grab out a end punch if you've got I'm using my, bit naughty, I'm using my tailored tag punch, which I often did use for when it was available. Can use this one. I do have the current ones as well, so let's use one of those. So here are the banner end punch. So we'll use this one. You basically feed it in through there. I have to trim it down a wee bit because it's too long. Feed it in through there and get the banner. But as I say, you can even cut banners by hand using your scissors, but punches make it a bit easier. I'm just going to make that. I say totally up to you. You can just use it without even, that one just got me in the eye, without using a banner punch at all. Or use your old tailored tag, which is one of my favourites. I told you it would disappear completely. Okay, so we're going to pop our sentiment, our Happy Birthday, on some dimensionals and pop it onto the front of the card. So you're going to overlap your flowers a wee bit. And then this one, all we have to do is get our bling. So you've got some bling from the Glossy Dot assortment. Some of you will have blue, and I think it's a balmy blue, I think. And some of you will have the yellow. I think I've got the yellow. Both just as pretty. It just depends what I had left or how many I had left of one particular one. The card here's got the blue, and I think this one I've got the yellow, so we'll use that. The yellow's just pretty. I think it's Daffodil Delight. Anyway, it matches the yellow in the card anyway. Come on, you. There we are. Okay, so there's our bling all done. So there's our more feminine gift card holder for this month. It flips out like that, gift card in there, personal message in there, and it's very pretty. So this one, you will have an envelope for this one because it is sort of a nice card size rather than just the smaller one. Okay, so there's our 3 cards for this month, or 3 gift card holders for this month. We've got our masculine Father's Day one, or birthday, and then we've got our cute, my absolute fave, the cute little Christmas one as well. So there they are. Hopefully you've enjoyed those, and as I say, hopefully you're going to use those cuts again and again for all your occasions and your gift cards and everything. So really handy. not that difficult. The card, it's basically just cuts and scores, and then you're basically there. So thanks for joining me this month. If you're watching after on YouTube and you'd like to do future classes with me, please reach out, email me, or pop over to my Facebook page and send me a message. Unfortunately, of course, I can only sell classes to people within Australia, but I would love to have you on board for future classes. So anyway, have a great day, everyone. Hope those cards work out well for you, and I will catch you all next time.